All right. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Melanated Spark Podcast. My name is Verlaine Quinney, and I'm your host. And today I have Farah Green with me. Hi, Farah.
Hey,
How
how are
are you?
you? Good, good.
Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to talk to you. We got some fun things in store so that we can learn a little bit more about you, have some icebreakers. And I'm just excited to learn about what you're doing and kind of where you're moving forward in your business and in life and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So before we jump into our icebreaker, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, well, hey y'all. My name is Farah Green, known to many as the Body Positive Nutritionist. I started my company mid-June of 2018. Um, and it's grown to about maybe over 1,500 women inside of our Facebook group. My following is over like 7,000, and we're continuously growing and getting our message out there. And yeah, like, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, and I'm also a certified nutritionist. That's like the most important thing, right? That I almost like forgot to mention. Um, and then I think I also mentioned that the company name was Thick Bold. I feel like
Say
I
that
did.
one more time. I'm sorry.
I said, no, it's okay. My company's name is Thick, Bold, and Healthy.
Oh, yes, yes. So before we jump a little bit more into how you got to where you are today, I always like to do a fun icebreaker. And so ironically, it's like related to food, and that was not intentional. It wasn't intentional.
Listen, I'm all things food, okay?
With Thanksgiving approaching, the icebreaker question for today is, what is your least favorite Thanksgiving food that everyone else seems to love?
Oh, my least favorite that everyone else seems to love. That's a hard one. Usually I'm the one in the family that's like willing to try everything, anything healthy, everything unhealthy, and everybody is just like, I don't know how you do it. So that is really, really a difficult one. I would say my least favorite that I feel like that's how you know I'm greedy because
That's okay.
I really don't have a least favorite. Okay, like I want
Everything is good.
I want
Thanksgiving.
everything. Okay, I want everything. Least favorite, honestly, that everyone seems to like is turkey and chicken. I'm gonna be real. I am not really a big turkey person. I feel like everyone's turkey is dry.
I was just gonna
I,
say that.
granted, I could be, they could be cooking it wrong. Or whatever the case is, maybe not everyone's turkey is dry, but I just feel like turkey is so dry. So
Yeah.
I usually don't like eating turkey for Thanksgiving. And usually I'm not the one eating meat during Thanksgiving. Like, if we have like ribs or baked chicken, normally I stay away from those things, not because I truly, truly dislike it. I mean, I do dislike it, but I'm more of like, please make sure you have some type of fish or salmon, some type of seafood at like on Thanksgiving Day. So that to me is like the most important.
That's a nice like mix. So I'm allergic to seafood. So that's
Yeah.
never on my plate.
I love seafood. Like my husband just got me some shrimp and broccoli.
I will say, so I agree with you about the turkey because a lot of times it can be dry, but like my parents started frying turkeys, and I think a lot of other people started frying turkeys too. And the fried turkey, I don't know, it tastes so good. I like fried turkey better than any
Yeah,
other
fried
turkey.
fried turkey isn't too bad. I also like my grandma would like boil turkey wings or yeah, turkey wings and
Yeah,
rice together. And like boiled turkey is actually good.
that sounds
Boiled
good.
and fried
Yeah.
turkey is good. Um But the food, baked turkey, you can have that.
It does get dry, especially the white meat. We be super
Yeah.
dry.
I'll take the stuffing out of it, but I will not be eating the dry turkey. Not happening.
So I have a random item that I typically don't eat unless like I'm like really craving it, but it's rare. It's typically greens. Like I have to really be craving greens to actually want to eat them. I had some
Yeah.
yesterday that were really good. I forgot the name of the restaurant, but they were really good yesterday. But it's rare. But everyone else seems to love greens.
I love greens. I really don't care for like greens and neck bones or like string beans and neck bones. I've seen that because it's just really, really, really salty. But I do love me a good cabbage. My mom
Yes.
makes this amazing like sauteed cabbage and bell pepper um stir fry, and it is so 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 good.
I love cabbage too. I do.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So now we can transition into how you became a certified nutritionist. And give me the exact phrase. So I want to say like body image, but I know that's not correct. Is it?
So
What's the correct title?
I call myself the Body Positive Nutritionist.
Body Positive Nutritionist.
Yeah.
So talk to me. How did you get to that point? Before you decided to like make it a business, how did you get to that point to even wanting to do that?
Yeah. Well, it's weird because my background, what I went to school for was like journalism and public health. And graduating from college, I was working in a newsroom in Seattle, Washington, and I was working in a newsroom actually for years, all before college, all throughout college, and then a year after college, I was working in a newsroom as a producer. And then from that point on, I transitioned into like digital marketing and got more into marketing, started working for marketing agencies. And during my time in Seattle, though, like I went through like this major, major depression. And I just could not lose weight before my wedding. And I remember the day that my husband proposed to me, and I was happy and ecstatic, but
Mhm.
like I didn't like my shape. I didn't like my body. I was like, I just had gained so much weight because I was so stressed out while living in Seattle and working in the newsroom every day with like
Those are
this.
like long hours and everything, and the
Yeah,
influence.
it's long hours, but not only that, it's even more difficult when your talent that you're working for is difficult. So it's like
Yeah.
I was one of those people that worked behind the scenes and was anytime you saw the talents tweets or Facebook posts, social media posts, stories or whatever, that was me speaking, that was me talking, that was me writing, that was me, following up with the scripts and stuff. So what made my job more difficult is that one, not aside from the fact that I was living in Seattle, Washington, which if you don't know, Seattle is like the highest suicidal rate in
Oh
America.
gosh.
It has the highest suicidal rate in America because just the cold and just the rain, like it just gets really nasty all year round except for like spring and summer. But all the other months, 12 months out of the year, 4 of those months are like peaceful, gorgeous. The rest of the months, like it's just like rain after rain after rain, muggy, 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 just damp, 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 dark, dark, dark. Like it could be
I did
day.
not know that.
So dark.
One of my best friends is there. I did not know that. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
So it can really take a toll on your mental health. Um, and so when you have also a talent that you're working for who is very, very difficult,
Yeah.
and you don't have a support system, like I didn't have family or anything, they were back on the East Coast. But my husband, well, boyfriend at the time, now husband, was in California it was nice sometimes to like get away and like escape and be like, oh, I can't wait. Like my up,
Right.
I'll be here in a year. But during that time, like I just remember me being in Seattle working and stuff, and then my now husband being, proposed to me in October, and I just like disliked my body. Like I just disliked what I was looking at in the mirror at the time. And then we started planning for the wedding, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have to like start working out. Like, I gotta get this weight up off of me because I need to fit into this wedding dress. And for the life of me, after like going hard for like a full year, waking up at 6 a.m., going to the gym hard, running to and from the gym, eating right, doing all the right things to lose weight. I didn't lose not 1 pound that year. And I just remember
Hmm.
the day of my wedding, like of course I looked gorgeous and I loved my dress or whatever, but it was like again, like I'm the biggest one out of my bridesmaids, like I again like did not feel like confident whatsoever. Um because I was like coming out and fighting myself out of a depression, living in Seattle. So fast forward, after my wedding that took place in 2017, I started just getting to know me. And I remember sitting on the side of my bed, and I told my husband, I said, I really need something to look forward to and actually work towards other than the number on the scale. Like it's just driving me
Yeah.
crazy. It's driving me nuts. And I really need something more than that. So I started doing CrossFit, and then honestly, I just started running 5Ks. And
Oh, wow.
in less than a year, I think in less than a year, I ran 10 5Ks and 10Ks in less than 12 months while living in California.
Oh my
And I
God.
started sharing my journey online. I started, just understanding, food, nutrition, how the body works. I started understanding, the different body types. And I like enjoyed all of that. Like just share my journey, helping other women, encouraging them, and then also like teaching them about my knowledge like on nutrition, about, just doing your best to build a better
Hmm.
relationship with food and stuff. And that's when I was just like, okay, I really want to develop a company around like health and wellness, but I really don't know what to call it. And one of my mentors at the time, she said, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, how would you describe yourself? And I said, okay, I'm thick, I'm bold, and I'm healthy. So
Yeah.
I came up with the name Thick, Bold, and Healthy because a lot of the women that were following me and a lot of the women that still follow me are curvy women who are looking to just live a better lifestyle.
Yeah.
They are looking to lose weight, but a lot of them just want to lower their A1c levels and,
What's the A1c level? What is that?
your glucose level. So basically
Okay.
like your it distinguishes you from being pre-diabetic, diabetic, or you're not diabetic.
Okay.
Um, so so basically, a lot of the women were struggling with, being diabetic or being in a pre-diabetic stage. They really didn't have the best relationship with food. They lacked motivation when it comes down to moving their bodies because they honestly wasn't really comfortable with their bodies. So that's what kind of like attracted them to me is like, okay, seeing a woman that is
Yeah.
curvy just like me, over 200 pounds just like me, but running these 5Ks, being in CrossFit competitions, like she is just doing her
Doing it.
unapologetically and not caring about, what anyone has to really say about her size because she's just gonna put her best foot forward. And so um that's when, I developed like this movement really called the Thick Bold and Healthy movement. And we just started, helping women through different programs that I used to host. My first challenge that I hosted was like the sugar detox challenge. It was 30 days. And I not necessarily like told people like you couldn't eat this, you couldn't eat that, but it was really just to help women like cut back on sweets.
That's
'Cause I,
hard.
yeah, because I
Cutting sugar is so hard.
know
I've
it is
done that. Yeah.
difficult. Some people thing is like bread or pasta. my thing is sweets. Like I have a big sweet tooth. So
Yeah.
I was putting on these challenges and just coaching women how to kind of like satisfy your sweet tooth, but not give into it
Give
so
into
much where
what
it becomes detrimental to your health. And then fast forward, we're here today, but and we're still going.
So I have a couple questions from what you just said too is first thing, like I know, well, okay, let's back up first. In terms of when you were saying like preparing for your wedding, did
Yeah.
you find it like even more challenging because being in like the media? And I feel like, I know me personally, I feel like we have this like idea of what we think like we're supposed to look like, you know, on our wedding. And like when you said like I'm the biggest, like I was bigger than my bridesmaid, that's something that like resonated with me because that's something that I think about, you know, as well, especially if like some of my friends were the same size, but some of them were not. And so those are the things, you know, I think about as well. Like, what does that look like? And, you know, I'm the biggest one. I know like when I would go out, I'm the biggest one of my friends going out this time. So
Mhm.
things like that you think about. So like with you working in the media and like a lot of the things that the messages we receive from the media, do you feel like that might have played a part too in kind of shaping that in addition to like being in Seattle and obviously the weather wasn't the best either. That was a
Yeah.
big cause.
Yeah, I think for me, it was honestly it had something to do with the media, but I think it mostly had something to do with the fact that my last year in college graduation, I was training so hard. Training
Mm.
so hard. I was, literally on a regiment. You thought I would be training to be,
What were you training
you know,
for?
nothing. Just
Oh, just
wait.
training, working out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you would have thought like I was working my butt off. And I'm about to start working with that trainer again because he just got me to where like I wanted to be at the time. But I remember that time and I was working my butt off my senior year of college. And I got down to like literally so close to my goal weight. I was feeling confident. My stress level decreased. No longer had a respiratory infection because I was just doing the semester before. So my health was jacked up my last semester, my junior year of college, and then into my senior year, I took it easy. I really didn't have classes, and I just honed in on my health and body. So, a year after graduating, and then going through that stress and going through that change of life of being a young adult, being on your own, paying your own bills,
Yeah.
it was. I wasn't the kid who after graduation went back home and just got an internship. No, I was a kid who, you know, I graduated college, I moved across country, and
That's a lot in itself.
right, that's a lot within itself. And I'm starting this whole new life. And then on top of that, my boyfriend is now on one knee asking me to be his wife, right? So I think that I think it was life also too hitting me at once and me trying to chase that feeling of being a senior in college and having more time and being able to, work out and,
Yeah.
just honing more in your body and seeing the results pay off and seeing the weight drop. I think I was more so chasing that feeling because I know what I did accomplish or
Yeah.
in the past to then now, on my wedding day being over 200 pounds when I was like literally just 175 less than a year ago. What the freak? Like, I was just really more so like chasing that feeling more than anything. Cause for me, it was more a feeling versus what the media was portraying. And I work
Okay.
in the media and I'm seeing anchors, reporters, their hair always laid, they have the latest dresses, bags. Um,
Yeah.
they're particularly a certain size, right? Because they have to look a certain way on camera. I'm around that 24/7. That didn't really phase me. I think I was more so chasing
How
the
you felt
yeah,
before.
how I felt.
That Well, that's good because like you were saying, like what you're doing too now is helping women find that motivation to like get started. And
Mhm.
so what would be some things you would suggest to someone listening that kind of is in that point where they want to get started, but really, are holding themselves back? Like what would you suggest to kind of make that first step to just go for it?
Yeah. I think for me it boils down to honesty. I think sometimes we get so caught up in like, oh, this can't happen for me because I'm this, or this can't happen for me because of my family, or this can't happen for me because it just won't never happen for me, or I can never get motivated because of this, is that, and the third, or the reason why this girl has that is because, you know, she a stay-at-home mom and she don't got no job. Like, I don't know. Like whatever,
You
whatever
make
it
up
is.
these
Like you
scenarios and
make up
stuff.
these like scenarios in your head. You make up these excuses in your head as to why you feel as though you can't be where you want to be, and you're comparing your journey with someone else's journey. And I mean, even myself, I had to sit back and check myself and be like, Farah, be honest with yourself, man. Like, just be honest. Like, ask
That's
yourself.
hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is really, really difficult, but in the long run, you'll be happy that you did.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's just admitting, like, admit to yourself, like, okay, I take full responsibility for my health. It's no one else's fault. It's not my fault either because I didn't have the knowledge. But now that I do have the knowledge, I can do better, right? Um, what occurred in my life to allow me to set back, like, that allowed this setback? What was it? Did something happen in my marriage? Did something happen with my children? Did something happen at work? I lost my job during COVID. Like,
What was
what was
it?
the setback that got you to where you're looking up today? Like, I need to change my health. I need to change my health. I need to change my life. So, like, identifying that, and then also like letting that be also the driving factor of you really not wanting to end up here again. And if you
Yeah.
end up, in that point again, at least when you end up to that point again, it's not the same feeling as to, I don't know how to explain it. It's not the same feeling that you had before. So I'll give an example because I'm be straight up honest and blunt and just throw it out there. So last year, not last year, actually this year I was like starting to train really, really hard for CrossFit competitions.
Okay.
And I had like dropped 20 pounds. And then in the middle of probably the summertime, me and my husband, we had like deaths in the family. We were traveling
Mm,
so much. Um, like I started working more. Like I started taking on new, like, more clients.
clients.
So my schedule got hectic. Um, it was hard for me to like also schedule time to like work out because I was like trying to handle family issues, but then trying to handle the client workload. Like, it just really got a lot. So I ended up gaining back the 20 pounds that I lost, right? But the initial 20 pounds that I did lose, and when I was at that weight before, the same weight that I am now, it's a different feeling. It's a
Yeah.
wholly different feeling. The reason why I started thin isn't the same reason why I'm starting back now. Or like
Yeah,
I'm
that's true. You have a different motivation at that
You have
point.
a different motivation at that point. You have a different perspective at that point. So that's what I mean by like really look into and analyze your setbacks. Really be honest with yourself and ask yourself, how did I get here? And
Yeah.
once you have those answers and once you have that clarity, then you're able to say, okay, now what do I need to do to move? What do I need to do to move forward and actually change it? Do I need to hire a coach? Okay, let me hire a coach. I'm a big proponent of coaches need coaches too.
Yeah.
I have a trainer. I have a therapist.
I
I
was just gonna say
I
that
hired
too.
a health coach. Like, I still have all those things because I'm trying to get to the next level, um, of potentially wanting to be in a powerlifting competition. Like my level of drive is just totally different than when I started before, right? So you may feel like you need outside help and outside support, and that is okay. Don't feel like you're a failure because of that. And don't think that you can do it on your own, because everyone needs a team.
I was
Everyone.
just gonna say that, yes, everyone needs a team.
Mhm.
Having a therapist, especially like when you were saying being honest with yourself, sometimes we don't even, I feel like, always know like the root to why we feel, because we just keep moving in the day to day and we don't realize the habits and um oh my God, what is it called? The unconscious things we think about
Yeah,
and messages.
subconsciously.
Yeah, those messages that we're constantly telling ourselves that we don't even realize. And therapy will help you realize what those things are.
My therapist, like we began on the phone and she'd be having her eyes closed, talking all smooth, asking me questions. And I'm like, look, I just be wanting to vent. But, but by the time we're done, I'm like, okay, it makes sense as to why you wanted me to meditate during our session. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So there's a method to everyone's madness.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. So, my next question is, how did you transition what you experience and what you do now? How did you transition that into a business? And why did you decide to do it as a business versus, I'm just going to help people out here and there? Why did you decide to structure it as a business and move forward?
So I think two of the reasons why I decided to structure it as a business is because I kind of wanted like an outlet from the 9 to 5 world. I would just really, really wanted an outlet. And plus, I'm also a military wife. So that requires, me and my husband to move possibly every 3 to 4 years. So
Yeah.
one year I could be on the West Coast, the next year I could be on the East Coast. Next year I could be in a different country like Italy or something. Who, like, you just never know, right?
Yeah.
So because I'm like very, very ambitious, I saw like a opportunity to like just really make it into a business where I can offer a program. And with that, although I've, had my digital marketing certification, I was like, well, let me go back to school to get my certification as a nutritionist coach. And from there, I was able to then take on more clients and teach more people, and then charge for one-on-one coaching. Because I truly believe in one-on-one coaching. I'm not against group coaching at all, because you can coach more people. But what I do is so transformative, because women are like literally pouring their hearts into you, like literally from the good, the bad, the ugly, the childhood traumas. They're literally pouring all of that into you. So I truly believe in one-on-one coaching. And so basically, from that point, I ended up getting my, like I said, my nutritionist certification. And then a few years later, now I'm enrolled in my master's program, to become a
Congratulations.
dietitian. Thank you. Um, to really become a licensed dietitian. And this allows me to take insurance. So therefore, we're able to help
Oh, that's good.
more women and more people. Yes, it's going to take me a while, but I'm going to do
That's
it.
okay. You're making those steps.
Yes, definitely making those steps. But I definitely saw an opportunity not only to help women and help women like me, and because I know what it feels like to just feel a ugh, literally you just feel ugh in your body. And you just are ready for a change, but you just don't have nobody to push you. And then with the lifestyle that I live and want to live, I want to have that flexibility of being able to take my work with me on the road. And no matter where we move to as a family, I'm able to still live out my purpose.
That's awesome. And I think, like you said, being able to get your master's and then be able to work with people with insurance, to have that, I feel like that's so beneficial because I have a lot of friends now that can't work with like even certain therapists,
Mhm.
because the insurance issue. And so I think that it just opens up a whole new market for you as well.
Yeah.
Um, One thing that I always think is interesting, because when people struggle with like weight loss and trying to figure out like what's going on, they're kind of also then at that point redefining what healthy is for
Yeah.
them. How would you kind of look at that? And do you feel like you have shifted your mindset around what healthy means, after going through like so much training, your personal experiences, and being educated in the field?
Yeah, like healthy, it's crazy because I think us as a society look at healthy as, well, she's thin, she must be healthy. Or if she's curvier, she must be unhealthy, right? Um, Healthy comes in all different shapes and sizes, to be honest with you. You could have someone who is thin and is a diabetic, and it's really just because of their genetic makeup and their body type, versus someone who is curvier and bigger, but isn't a diabetic, you know, can lift so much weight, just very, very active, and eat healthy on a regular basis. But um, their goal may not be weight loss. Their goal may just be to maintain good health, right? So I think that over the years we really have shifted our perspective of what healthy really, really means. Healthy means that you are internally healthy. And when you're internally healthy, it's a lot easier for you to change your external appearance. So like your physical appearance. It's so much easier. And I think that once women understand that and really adopt that mindset of, honestly, it truly matters what's going on inside. Because I could be honest with you. Yeah, I may have like gained an extra 20 pounds, right? I may have gained the extra 20 pounds back. And that's okay. But as long as my internal health
How
doesn't
you
change,
feeling?
or
Yeah,
like
what those
how I
numbers
feel,
look like.
my metabolism, my numbers, like, okay, that's one less thing we gotta worry about. Or if it's all it is just the fat and the pounds, then I can work on that. But it is it is much harder for us to sometimes change the internal part of our health. So that's why I
Mhm.
focus more on that. When women come to me and say, "Hey, Farah, I want to lose 40 pounds," and I'm on high blood pressure medication and I'm taking diabetic
Mm.
medication. I'm like, okay, girl, let's get off this medication first. And you don't necessarily need to lose 40 pounds for you to get off of medication. I had one lady, one of my clients, she lost a total of 20 pounds, but we got her off of 3, 4 different medications, in like 6 months or less. So
What
it's like
does that I was gonna say, like, how can you do, is that simply usually, well, I've heard, I don't know, let me ask you. Is it usually just what you're eating is usually the cause of that?
a lot of it has to do with what you eat. A lot
Okay.
of it has to do with what you eat. A lot of it has to do with what you eat. And I'm gonna say that again. A lot of it has to do with what you eat. Because if we're anything alike, when I'm stressed, I tend to, yes, I don't necessarily eat more. Because my husband tells me all the time, he's like, "Farrah, I don't understand how you can like go throughout the day and just have one meal and snack here and there and be fine." But it's like, yes, you could be stressed, but when you eat the wrong things.
Yeah, you reward yourself with that food. It may not,
Spoil yourself
I'm
with
okay,
food.
I am who you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I'm that person.
Yeah. Or like you like emotionally, eat. Whereas like at nighttime, if you know that you really should have a good protein and grain and vegetable, instead you're, nibbling on something, having something, and then you're turning around and eating a pint of ice cream. Like let's just be real. We've
Yeah.
all been there, right? So, and it's not, and don't get me wrong, it's not like you've been stuffing your face all day, because you haven't. It's just that's what you want at the time, because that's what you feel like is going to make you feel
Feel
the
better
best,
in that
right?
moment.
Or
Yeah.
better in the moment. And those type of habits and those type of things can be detrimental to your health, internally. But when you switch that and say, okay, I don't necessarily have to lose the 20 pounds, the 40 pounds, the 80 pounds that I want to lose. But if I could just switch out these particular habits, maybe two, one, two, three, or four, and it all correlates back to my food intake. Oh, I can get off medication. Oh, my numbers are going to drop. Oh, I'm going to be here
Yeah.
around, I'm going to be here, in this world a lot longer because I've changed my habits over time. So, um, I say that it's I say that it's harder to change your internal health because it's habits that you have to be willing to sustain in
And
order
that's
to,
hard. That's the
and that's
hard part.
yeah,
Is starting new habits, breaking old habits,
yeah.
identifying what those bad habits are.
And normally what happens is that once my clients see that, oh my gosh, my A1c went from a 11 to now a 9, or my A1c is dropping
It's working.
slowly, but now I'm off for 3, 4 of my different medications. After that, like, you're really not going to want to go back. That is more of a reward. That is more of a reward of you like wanting to like sustain and keep it going.
Mhm.
Um, versus just pounds lost. Because pounds lost is great, but in that time, it could be just temporary because you can easily gain it back.
Yeah,
That's not to say that you can't sustain weight loss. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that in order for healthy habits to be sustainable, I feel like you do have to start within because
that
that is
motivation.
that's going to be your main motivation than just the
Mhm.
number on the scale.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's something that I've definitely, well, I think most people have as a woman. I think a lot of people have, went through phases. But I know myself, I went through those phases where, like you said, I was like, I've gained, okay, 15, 20 pounds. Like
Yeah.
right now, I'm like at my largest I've ever been.
Yeah,
Um, and it's an adjustment. And I feel
girl, I
like
know.
you go through the phases like, okay, this is not what I used to look like, but okay, I still look good. I just don't look
Yeah.
like what I
I
used to
just
look
don't look
like.
exactly, and that's the mindset that you have to adopt because I'm be honest with you, me and my husband just had to sit down when was it? It was literally yesterday, and I was just like, "Yo, like, this is the heaviest that I've ever been." And yeah, I love my body because I really and truly like love my curves and I take care of my skin and I'm very voluptuous. Even when I lose weight, like I'm still gonna have chest, I'm still gonna have butt, like I'm just,
Yeah,
right? I'm just curvy.
same.
Right? Like
Same.
even if you lose weight, you're still gonna have those things, but you're just like, okay, like I did realize that, my body is changing and it has changed and I'm not getting old, I'm not getting younger, I'm getting older. So again, like I had to reflect on what happened to me these past like 3 to 4 months that allowed me to get back to where I was before, which is at my heaviest.
Yeah,
And like I told you, depths in the family and traveling so much and just be overwhelmed with clients and really not taking the time out for myself and me realizing, okay, coaches need coaches too. I need to find somebody to support me too as I support
yeah.
others. um so I
That's
think
big. That's
yeah,
big. Finding someone to support you while you support others.
yeah,
Um,
it's
it's hard, but it's
hard because
important.
I'm like, dang, like, am I a failure? Like, I
Yeah, you definitely question
yourself.
yourself.
You
Yeah,
question yourself and you're like, I'm here guiding women, helping them, listening to them, vent about stuff, listening to them struggle with their weight gain. And I'm like, I'm I'm struggling with mine too, sis, but we're gonna work it out together. And I think a lot of professionals have to be okay with like sharing their truths behind the
yeah,
scenes of being, just because you're a transformational expert, like a transformational coach, whether that's a life coach, a fitness trainer, a
yeah.
nutritionist, like whatever it is, it's so important for you to be open and candid about your struggles too, because then your clients will feel like, okay, she's human, she understands me, she gets me. So I'm more willing, actually, they're more willing to actually work with you
Because
because
you're relatable.
of
It doesn't feel
being
like,
relatable. It doesn't
yeah,
feel like somebody is, being too harsh and really not understanding my struggles. Um, So yeah, like I really just had to like take a step back and be like, okay, girl, you love, you love your body, but you gotta love your body more than you love this food right now. So you need to get it together.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
So how can people I have two, but how can people work with you? And
mhm.
then also like what does that impact or what does your spark look like in terms of how you're impacting the people around you as well?
um, so people right now, right, what I'm working on is just one offer. Because one thing that
Mhm.
I realized in business is that your front end of your marketing funnel can be solid, but if that back end is wonky, you
Yeah.
can easily crash. Like it's just like everything is just all over the place. So I had to really over the past 2 years, I really got to know my audience, really got to know their struggles, and really got to know really their pain points, their core pain points.
Mhm.
And right now we have the Fit Girl Core program, which is just all about if you're looking to go more plant based, live a more plant based lifestyle, which helps you not only lose weight, but also has the internal benefits of, preventing certain cancers, preventing certain diet related chronic illnesses, helping you regulate your digestive system naturally. So we have that program. It's a course that you can just do on your own, and it's a 30-day plan
Okay.
that you have lifetime access to. Um, and it
Is it
comes with,
like have like recipes and stuff like that
yep, it has
included?
recipe
Okay.
cards, it has like your workout challenge regimen. It tells you like what to eat on these various days as well. So, you know, women, they can sign up for that on their own and do it at their leisure.
Well,
And
wait, can you share the cost? Do you mind sharing the cost of them,
yeah,
of each thing?
yeah.
Okay.
So right now that cost is just $97. You just have lifetime access to it. You can also hit me up if you have any questions because I'm in there too, and you can message me directly on
Okay.
the platform that we hosted on. And then I'll be more than happy to assist you. But that's not more so, that's not one-on-one coaching. It's just again, you do it at your own pace because it's in a course platform 30-day outline.
Okay.
Um, and then we also have the Tasty Girl method that we're actually launching in January. Initially, it
I like
was
the name. That's why I smile. I like the name.
so initially it was called Body Revamp, but then like after going through our first like cohort of ladies, um, I was like, you know what? This is really like it's really like the Tasty Girl method because it really encompasses like total confidence, yummy, recipes, understanding your
Yes.
body type, understanding your activity level, like it really encompasses like all of that. So we changed the name to the Tasty Girl method. And that's one-on-one coaching and group coaching as well. That's a 16-week program, more intensive.
Oh, wow.
um,
Yeah.
it comes with genetic testing as well. So like you get a whole breakdown of like your DNA, your food sensitivities, the
That's
vitamins,
good.
and minerals that you're lacking. Um, from there, we create like your whole wellness plan from like your body movement to you actually understanding like what foods you actually want to eat and what foods you actually love. So we go through like this whole pantry revamp and creating like this virtual kitchen for you.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and
Okay.
yeah, having sessions with you while you go grocery shopping and, like helping you really understand, like, all right, even after the 16 weeks, the knowledge that I learned about nutrition, about my body and how my body functions, how can I just apply this on a day to day basis? And then, of course, you state your goals, like whether it's to get off of medication, lower your A1c, lose
Mhm.
weight. We'll tailor that entire customization plan based on your goals, but it's also like an intensive like learning and just not generic learning of nutrition is really
That's
like
tailored.
it's tailored to learning like your particular body, especially when it comes to the genetic testing. So you have access to a nutritionist, which is me, your body image consultant nutritionist.
Mhm.
And then you also will have access to your mindset coach because we need to start shifting that mindset.
Yeah.
And then you also will get access to a trainer. So like all your workouts, personalized workouts will be uploaded and stuff like that in the portal. Um,
That's super
I'm,
cool.
I'm super excited about it because it's
That's
all
super
the
cool.
things that I've done before for people, but now it's like we're really bringing it all together in like
Yeah.
one space. And we're launching that in January. So I'm super
That's
excited.
super cool. Congratulations on that. And I think too, like when it comes to like this healthy lifestyle, I feel like we hear that all the time, healthy lifestyle, but your program really encompasses like having a whole lifestyle change.
It's really a holistic approach.
Yeah.
It's really
I
it's
love
really,
that. Holistic approaches. Yes.
really like it's really integrative health because you have integrative health, you have biomedicine, you have herbal medicine, you also have conventional and complementary alternative medicine. Like there's so listen, the one thing I'm learning in my master's program, right? Like there's so many different forms of practice and forms of healing that I honestly truly believe that um complementary and alternative medicine and integrative health is like the best form of healing because you're basically combining and focusing on an illness and then while also focusing on like the whole person, like the person's like daily habits and their environment, like
That's important.
what's
Yeah.
causing them to make these decisions, like is it because they're hanging around the wrong people, is because
Triggers.
triggers, like is it because of trauma from childhood? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know how many women I talk to on the regular that are just like, oh, during my childhood, I got teased a lot, or um, my parents, they just fed us anything because that's all we could afford, right? So we never really had access to healthy food. I wouldn't even know where to start when it comes down to growing a garden in my own house, even if I wanted to do that, right? So
Wow. Yeah.
breaking a lot of those like generational curses, especially within like the Black community.
Yeah. And I feel like we don't really hear a lot about breaking the generational curses when it comes to
Um,
health. At least I don't feel like I see those messages. It's usually like financial things when they're breaking or trauma, but like specifically, like you said, what they were fed as kids and the meals, and we know about food deserts and all that. So breaking that generational curse in terms of your health, I think that's important. That's going to allow you to
it
create
is,
more generations and move move forward and live
it
longer.
is,
So
and prevent diseases. And I think that
yeah,
the reason why we hear more about like the money aspect is because let's be honest, when you have more money, you could do more. When you have
you
more
have
money,
more access.
yeah, when you have more access and more money, you can afford a nutritionist. You can afford to pay a fitness trainer. You can afford to,
So
pay, $250 membership a month at the gym to do like your classes and stuff, right? But when you are getting paid minimum wage and the community that you live in, all you see is fast food. You don't necessarily have the money probably to even pay for a gym membership or
yeah,
but it's like, okay, if that is your circumstance, what can you do at home? What knowledge can be taught to you with the access that you do have so that you can make better decisions and that you can still sustain good health. Um, because I truly believe that. So yeah.
well, that's exciting. Yeah, congratulations again on that program launching. And Tasty Girl, right? Tasty Girl.
Yeah, tasty girl.
Yes.
Tasty
In
girl.
January.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Yeah. So, how much is that program going to be? Because that is a holistic approach. It's a little bit longer commitment for
Yeah,
that as well.
it's more hands-on. Well, holding your hand throughout the whole way. So it's gonna be around like 2,500.
That's
Um,
really good. That's
20,
really good.
2,500, 25 to 3,000. So
Mhm.
my business coach tells me I could charge more.
Yeah, that's why I said that's really good because it's 16 weeks, number one.
Mhm,
The fact that you have three different coaches is a big thing, number two. And then
mhm.
number three, having the like digital platform for everything in itself. Yeah, girl. I'm agreeing with your business coach on that one. Because you got to think of like the one thing like I'm learning, I'm doing a lot of like a lot of classes, a lot of trainings over the last year, and like just knowing the value that you're going to be bringing like immediately, but then also like long term, and what that amount also looks like as well.
Yeah.
So you're adding a lot. That's good.
Yeah. I think a lot of it more so has to do with my customer base that I've worked with before, and seeing like where they are financially too. And kind of like helping them like meet them where they are, while but also still knowing my worth. So I think for sure it's definitely gonna start at that amount.
Yeah.
I want to start it out at that amount to also help like work out the kinks and stuff. To help like work out the kinks. But as time progressed and as more people enroll and you have more wins and stuff like that, it's definitely gonna be it's definitely
increase over time. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna increase. Listen, after I launch in January, as it, goes along and we, graduate our first cohort, and then you can continue to be part of the program on a monthly membership basis. But once that happens, then we're like, okay, we can increase it, because we give a lot to a lot of women. Like, and like you say, you have a mindset coach, you have your fitness coach, you have your nutritionist, like, and these people are like working with you like step by step
to get you ready. And then do you guys meet daily?
No, so we'll basically be meeting weekly.
Oh, weekly.
So,
Okay.
Weekly. So it won't be every single week. It'll be bi-weekly, like one-on-one sessions.
Okay.
But you'll have basically things that you need to be completing and things that you need to be doing throughout the week. So you first meet with your health enrollment coach, and then from there, you also have a health enrollment coach, right? So you'll meet with your health enrollment coach, and then from there, you'll meet with like your nutritionist, then get to meet with like your trainer, and then we have our mindset call.
You gradually like build on it. That's super dope. I'm excited about that. That's really cool.
I'm excited too. It's gonna be a lot of work though. A lot of work.
Yeah. Especially on the front end. It's always challenging, like coordinating all of that, especially when you have so many people that are playing different parts of it. But yeah, you definitely can do it. So I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too. I'm like, we've invested into like this platform where it's like all in one.
That's
platform
good.
Called High Level or Higher Level. It's one of that, but it basically has everything, like your CRM, your text messaging, your email.
Oh,
Like,
that's good. Text messaging is like big now.
Yes.
That's what, I'm looking at adding that piece. I'm actually looking at using another platform that will members can actually use to stay connected. Like you said, so everything is kind of just all in one, and I'm not using all these different methods to like reach out to people. So streamline that process.
Definitely look into High Level. Also you can look into Community. That's a big one.
That's the one I've heard about, is that one.
That one is actually really, really good. I actually like Community. I said, depending on how this High Level text messaging goes, if I like it, I'll stick with it. But if I don't, I'm going back to Community. And then you could also do Circle. I feel like Circle people don't really know about. People
I haven't heard of that one.
know about like Teachable, or they know about Kajabi. But like, I feel like Circle, you could still build out a whole course, but it's like a whole course, but it's also like a Facebook component to it.
Oh, okay.
People can chat with each other and like post about their progress and stuff like that too.
Oh, that's cool. I have to look that one up. What is it called again? Circle?
Circle.
Circle. Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's like circle.so or circle.co.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that piece. If you're
Yeah.
listening, make sure that you check those out if you're trying to build a community online or
Yes.
having some courses.
Yes, yes, yes. For sure, for sure.
Well, what else do you have? Do you have anything else coming up that you wanted to share? I know we're approaching the end of 2021, going into 2022, and at the beginning of the year, you have your Tasty Girl program coming.
Yes.
Anything else you wanted to share with us for
Um,
next year, or where you
yeah.
see yourself in the next couple of years?
So next year, and coupled with our Tasty Girl program, we are also we're also in the process of launching our nonprofit called Erase
Oh,
Diabetes
yay.
Foundation. Um, Thank
Congratulations.
you. So we are recognized by the state of Virginia. We are now just waiting for federal recognition.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Currently, we're in the works of like creating the official logo and website for it just to get us started. Um,
Okay.
but the springtime, we're trying to put on our first kick off our first workshop and with our first initiative with the hemp, I forget the name, but it's Hampton Roads Gardening, and one of our initiatives is food therapy. So
Oh,
basically
cool.
cultivating a better relationship with food through in-home gardening and outdoor gardening um,
Okay. That's
to
really cool.
erase diabetes. Thank you. So we hone in particularly on type 2 diabetes because that's the one
Okay.
that, people can develop over time versus type 1, which is type 1 you're usually born with.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really excited about that. And we're going to kick off our fundraising campaign for that more than likely in February.
Oh,
Because
yay.
we need to put on the event come spring.
I feel
So
like y'all need to do a 5K because I feel like you're into 5Ks. It
that's one of
aligns with the health.
the
Huh?
initiatives.
What'd you say?
That's one of the initiatives.
Yes. I'm like, I feel like that's coming.
Yeah, so initiative one is food therapy, so cultivating a better relationship with food through gardening.
Okay.
And
Cool.
then initiative two is kick A1c, so how to lower your A1c in less than in 90 days or less.
Oh,
So that's more
okay.
of like a 6-week program. And then initiative three is get active, get moving. So it's a virtual or in-person 5K where we raise funds for diabetic research and to continuously put on our initiatives, but also the educating component of get your body moving because that also
Right.
correlates to erasing diabetes. They can help to erase diabetes.
Yes, initiatives.
Yeah, I'm really listen that the nonprofit side like it just came to me so naturally, and I was like, okay, this is what God really want me to do. If He don't want me to do anything else before I leave this earth, like this is what He really wants me to accomplish. So I feel really great about it. I know it may take us a little while to like raise the funding, but to be honest with you, it is so needed. So I feel like getting the funding and grants to like put on these initiatives shouldn't be
Hmm.
as difficult because it really is a need within our community. Like it, no joke.
Yeah.
It's really a need. Diabetes is like killing people every day. So we just have the education and charities to go out there and teach, then a lot of us would be much
A
better
lot
off.
better.
Mhm.
Yeah. And actually, like, in addition to the education piece, like you said, having the programming that's actually going to kind of walk you through, okay, now that I know about it, this is how, we have a plan um, to deal with it or get rid of it or whatever, like you said, the goals are of that individual. How do you, move past that?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Those are really like the two major things that I have planned for 2022. Sometimes I have to like stop myself because I can do a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very
Pace yourself.
and I have to pace myself exactly. But I said if I don't complete anything else in 2022, like my two major things is to really build the momentum of the Tasty Girl Method program and like have that be consistent. And also like build the funding of Erase Diabetes and build that up so we can put on more events.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, 2022 is going to be a good year for you. Okay. We're going to speak that into existence now.
2021 was a great year. I was able to, pay off debt, come home full time. I was, there was blessings, a lot of blessings in 2021, even though it was also heartache, right? But I just feel like 2022 is like, okay, 2021 was the prep year. 2022 is like we gonna
Take
level up
off.
and like really take off. So that's how I
Yeah.
feel.
Well, as we close out, how can people get in contact with you and learn more information?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me on Instagram at Farah M Green underscore Farah M Green underscore. You can also follow the Thick Bold and Healthy Instagram page at Thick Bold and Healthy. And then you can also go to my website, farahmgreen.com, and you can check out the Thick Bold and Healthy platform at thetbhlife.com as well.
And I want to get those links so that I can put it in the show notes so that it's easy to click on for people as well.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for today.
Thank
I
you for
truly
having
appreciate
me.
talking to you.
Such a fun conversation.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you, you interviewing me, taking the time to interview me. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, we haven't seen each other since, I don't know, it feels like forever.
Yeah.
Obviously, the pandemic is crazy, but it's been a minute.
All
So
right.
it's great seeing you and getting updates and, hearing about everything that you're looking forward to do next year. And as we end this year, now we're at the end of the year now.
Right. Right. So yeah, it's gonna all come together.
Yes.